Sakshi Jain has finally turned on her video.
Trial version.
Congratulations. Just a minute while teachers are calling.
Trial version.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Peter?
Trial version.
Ha.
Trial version. Trial version.
Examiner duty. আমি examiner তো আমি যাব না। আমি পরে কথা বলবো।
Trial version.
কিসের?
Trial version.
আচ্ছা।
Trial version. Trial version. Trial version.
আচ্ছা, আমি তো আজকে স্কুল যেতে পারছি না, আমি ম্যামকেও বলে দিয়েছি।
Trial version.
ছবি আমি পরে কথা বলে নেব। ঠিক আছে, আমি শিবার সাথে কথা বলে নেব। আমি এমনি এখন কথা বলতে পারছি না, যে অবস্থা আমার দাঁতের পুরো স্টিচ করা রয়েছে।
Trial
কোন
version.
রকমের ক্লাস। আমি পাঠিয়ে দেব। আচ্ছা। ঠিক আছে, আমি তাহলে একটা মেডিকেল সার্টিফিকেট দিয়ে আমি পাঠিয়ে দেবো। ওকে।
Trial version.
Okay, how many are there? It's 901,
Trial version.
24 of them. Where are the other 16?
Good morning, ma'am.
Trial version.
Good morning, Arpita.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Adrija. Good
Trial
morning.
version.
Why are they always late? When I can come on time,
Trial
even
version.
with severe pain in my gum. Okay, chalo.
Trial version.
Where are we starting from? I think we are starting from line number 60, right? That our garments being
Trial
as they
version.
were.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Okay. I will ask a small
Trial
little
version.
favor from you all. I would ask Aditi, just read out small little portions. You'll finish reading, I'll
Trial
explain.
version.
Okay?
Ma'am,
Just a minute. Aditi, give us 2 minutes. People are coming in, it's
Trial
very
version.
disturbing. We'll start in another 1 minute.
Trial version.
You'll read one sentence, you'll stop, I'll explain, then you'll continue. Then I'll ask somebody else also to go on.
Trial version. Trial version.
Aditi, start. No point waiting. Start.
Gonzalo,
Trial version.
what are garments as they were drenched in the sea? Ma'am, I'll continue.
Trial version.
Cold notwithstanding their freshness and gloss being rather new dyed than stained
Trial
with salt
version.
water.
Okay, thank you. Please underline, children, the word hold. Underline
Trial
the word
version.
hold and write down this word. Now, beside this whole speech,
Trial
write
version.
down. This is a miracle. Now, what is the miracle that
Trial
Gonzalo
version.
is talking about here? I think all of you know one thing. When you go to a sea beach, and if you
Trial
are taking
version.
a plunge into the sea wearing your dress, and when you come out of the water, you would at
Trial
least
version.
find some salt particles in your pocket. You would find some stain of the sea
Trial
water
version.
on your dress. It would not remain as fresh. However, the miracle that has happened
Trial
is
version.
that Gonzalo says, when we look at our dresses, even though we fell into the sea,
Trial version.
our dresses, they seem to retain their freshness, number one, and
Trial
secondly,
version.
they retain their, this word, which, what does
Trial
it mean?
version.
The gloss means, what does gloss mean? It retains the,
Trial
And
version.
the shine of the
yes, it retains the sheen or the shine. Correct.
Trial version.
Continue.
Trial version.
If but one of his Antonio, if but one of his pockets could speak,
Trial
would it
version.
not say he lies?
Okay, now, what is Antonio trying to
Trial
do?
version.
You know, we know Antonio Sebastian's character very well. Whatever Gonzalo says,
Trial
they
version.
have to, I'm giving you the word here,
Trial version.
they have to retaliate. And here, how are they trying to retaliate?
Trial
They're
version.
trying to say that even though the old man claims that a miracle has
Trial
happened.
version.
Let us check his pocket. Because if we check the pocket, we would understand that he's telling
Trial
a lie.
version.
Why? Because, as I just said, when you come out of the sea water, it is
Trial version.
impossible that there won't be even one small grain of
Trial
salt
version.
or kind of, the sand particles in your pocket. So
Trial
let us check
version.
his pocket and we will know that the garments are not as fresh as he claims
Trial
them to
version.
be. Okay? Priyanshu, please continue.
Trial version.
I, or very falsely
Trial
pocket
version.
up his report.
We don't say we say A. A,
A.
or very falsely pocket
Trial
up his
version.
report. Now underline the word pocket and write down hide. Hide
Trial
or
version.
suppress. Now here, the word pocket,
Trial version.
there is a pun. Can anybody explain the pun to
Trial
me?
version.
One I already told you, hide the report. Now also we know something. Suppose
Trial
you're
version.
going for an exam and you have a dishonest intention. You take a sheet of
Trial
paper.
version.
You take a piece of paper, not an online exam, but a proper physical exam. And what
Trial
do?
version.
You make small checks and you hide them in the pocket. Maybe not in the shirt pocket, but maybe in the
Trial
trouser
version.
pocket. So what does a pocket imply? A pocket implies
Trial version. Trial version.
Please note, a pocket implies concealing a
Trial version.
fact. So according to Antonio, or according to Sebastian,
Trial version.
what was he trying to conceal? He was trying to conceal the very
Trial
fact
version.
that the tempest had caused them any kind of a discomfort.
Trial version.
Gonzalo was only trying to project that the tempest was like a blessing.
Trial
And
version.
why was it a blessing? Because they were all saved. And how were they saved? They were saved
Trial version.
unhurt, untouched. Continue, Priyanshu.
Trial version.
Methinks our garments are now his as when we
Trial
put
version.
them on first in Eric at the
Africa.
marriage of the king's
Trial version.
fair daughter Gabriel to the king of Tunis.
Tunis. Okay. Now, please
Trial
underline
version.
Tunis and start writing on top. Right up.
Trial version.
Tunis. Tunis is a state in North
Trial
Africa.
version.
Tunis is a state in North Africa.
Trial version.
And the king of Tunis
Trial version.
was a
Trial version.
dark-skinned Muslim ruler.
Trial version.
Yes, was a dark-skinned Muslim ruler. Full stop.
Trial version.
It is not quite clear. Continue writing. It is not quite
Trial
clear
version.
why. It is not quite clear why
Trial version.
Shakespeare has
Trial version.
given Alonso. Shakespeare
Trial
has
version.
given Alonso the
Trial
authority.
version.
Has given Alonso the authority to get his fair-skinned
Trial
daughter.
version.
To get his fair-skinned Christian daughter. Make it fair-skinned
Trial version.
Christian daughter. Get married to such a man.
Trial
Get
version.
married to such a man.
Trial version.
Now, before I continue on this topic,
Trial version.
people who are coming from the ICSC board, we all know about Morocco, we all know
Trial
about
version.
Aragon. And the very famous line there was, mislike me not for my complexion.
Trial version.
Because I come from that land where the sun is my neighbor. And show me any
Trial
other
version.
European man or a man from the north, and let us both make incisions to
Trial
see
version.
and show whose blood is the redder. Okay? So here what happens is,
Trial
for
version.
some reason or the other, Shakespeare has done away with his typical racist
Trial
attitude.
version.
If you see the other plays of Shakespeare, you will find, especially
Trial version.
Portia, she was racist. She did not want to get married to a dark-skinned man.
Trial
Okay,
version.
but here for some reason or the other, we don't know why, Alonso has got his only
Trial
daughter,
version.
a beautiful white-skinned Christian girl, married to a dark-skinned Muslim man.
Trial version.
Critics, I was reading some books. Modern day critics say that the only reason could be
Trial version. Trial version.
economic gain, because Tunis was slowly emerging as one of the leading economic
Trial
capitals in that part of the world. So, just for money, he had given his daughter away
Trial
to this
version.
man. I mean, it's very strange. Couldn't you find a better match for your daughter all around in Europe, that you had
Trial
to kind
version.
of, take her all the way to Africa? And now comes in the context of the play. The
Trial
whole
version.
reason is, if they had not gone to Tunis, they would not have been passing through Prospero's
Trial
island,
version.
and the tempest would not have happened. So, for the dramatic purpose, it was
Trial version.
essential that he had to pass through Tunis, he had to return through that direction, and Prospero,
Trial
who was
version.
waiting for 12 years for revenge, finally could take his revenge. These are the two
Trial
reasons.
version.
Okay?
Trial version.
Read, Ankita.
Trial version.
Sebastian. It was a
Ma'am,
sweet
I'll read.
Ankita Dattaria.
Trial version.
Yeah, go on.
Sebastian. It was a sweet marriage, and
Trial
we
version.
prosper well in our return.
Just a minute. It was a sweet marriage. Write down this word.
Trial version. Trial version.
Do you know the meaning of the word sardonical? Meaning?
Trial version.
Sarcastic. So when he says it was a
Trial
sweet
version.
marriage, he means just the opposite. That means
Trial version. Trial version.
it was bitter and unfortunate.
Trial version.
Marriage and also write down a word, unlucky.
Trial
It was
version.
unlucky for all of us, and we prosper well in our return. Here, underline the word
Trial
prosper.
version.
That is also meant in a negative way. You write down the word suffer.
Trial
We
version.
suffer in our return. That means they are directly blaming the
Trial
king.
version.
For what? For his bad decision to take his daughter all the
Trial
way
version.
from Europe to Africa, get her married. So it was an unlucky
Trial
marriage,
version.
both for the girl as well.
Trial version. Trial version.
Ankit, continue.
Trial version.
Adrian. Tunis was never graced before with such a paragon to
Trial
their
version.
queen.
Okay. Underline the word arrogant and write down.
Trial version. Trial version.
So what is it that
Trial
Adrian
version.
wants to mean? That never before has Tunis received
Trial version.
such a queen as Claribel. So he's trying to praise Claribel and trying to
Trial
talk
version.
about her unique quality. She's unparalleled. Remember, I gave you a word when I was
Trial
talking
version.
about Miranda. I said
Trial
nonpareil,
version.
who does not have a comparison. That Adrian
Trial
tries
version.
to mean when he says that the state of Tunis never been graced
Trial
before
version.
by a queen as beautiful as Claribel.
Trial version.
Okay? Children, are you able to hear me?
Trial
Ma'am, your
version.
voice is cracking.
Voice is cracking.
Yes, ma'am, your voice is a bit cracking.
Because I
Trial
can't,
version.
okay, I can't speak louder than this today. At least can you hear me?
Trial version.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
go
Ma'am,
ahead.
we can understand.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I can't
Trial
shout louder
version.
than this. This whole part is actually cut.
Trial
Continue,
version.
Ankita.
Gonzalo.
Trial
Not
version.
since Widow Dido's time.
Widow Dido. Not till Widow Dido's time. Okay.
Trial version.
Now, do you remember the name Dido? Where did you
Trial
find
version.
the history behind
It was, ma'am, it was
Trial
in
version.
Merchant of Venice.
Ankita? Yes, Dasmita, tell.
Ma'am, it was in
Trial version.
we got to know about Dido in Merchant of Venice.
How?
Trial version.
Ma'am, she had a willow in her hand,
Trial version.
And what did she do with the widow?
and ma'am, she
Trial
would walk
version.
near the seashore for
Yeah,
her.
she had a lover. Remember what was the name of the
Trial
lover?
version.
Ma'am, Carthage.
Hey, what was the name of
Trial
the
version.
lover? Her name.
Trial version.
What was the name of Widow Dido's lover?
Trial version. Trial version.
Aeneas was the name of her lover who, after
Trial
sailing
version.
through many countries, had finally come to Carthage.
Trial version.
Carthage for some years. And Dido, who was already a widow
Trial
as her
version.
husband had died, she had married. Finally,
Trial
when
version.
Aeneas got bored of staying in the same place for a long time, he said bye-bye to
Trial
Dido and
version.
he left Carthage. And poor Dido, you know, she was so heartbroken.
Trial
She would
version.
stand by the seashore and she would keep on waving a willow at Aeneas,
Trial
thinking that
version.
he would come back. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
Trial
ma'am.
version.
Yes, ma'am.
So here, what is it that Gonzalo is
Trial
trying to
version.
say? That Tunis had never received such a beautiful and
Trial
such a
version.
unique queen till the time of Dido. Even though Dido
Trial
was the
version.
queen of Carthage, we'll soon find out the confusion here. Drishti, continue reading.
Trial version. Trial version. Trial version.
Sakshi,
Trial version.
start.
Antonio widow.
Trial version.
How came that widow Dido?
Okay.
Trial version.
Widow Dido, it sounds like Fido Dido. If you remember the cartoon character Fido Dido.
Trial
Okay.
version.
Widow, a pox on that. Now, what does he mean by a pox on that? Underline
Trial
and write
version.
down. Curse you for that. Curse you for
Trial
that.
version.
Now, why does Antonio say curse you for that? Because Gonzalo
version.
was drawing a parallel. Gonzalo was drawing a comparison. Comparison
Trial
between
version.
whom? Tell me.
Trial version.
One
Alonso's
second.
daughter.
Yeah, Alonso's daughter Claribel
Alonso's
and a
daughter.
widow.
Yes.
And a widow. You know, what happened was that we, even
Trial
today,
version.
people, they have some inhibition of comparing a newly married girl
Trial version.
to the qualities of a widow. They still think widowhood is a curse. So here
Trial
what happened
version.
was that when Gonzalo was praising widow Dido,
Trial version.
immediately Antonio retaliates by saying, a curse on you, how dare
Trial
you
version.
compare our princess to a widow. Why? And more
Trial
importantly,
version.
Claribel has become the queen of Tunis, whereas Dido
Trial
was the
version.
queen of Carthage. So how do you find a common point of similarity
Trial
between the
version.
two? Okay, now read, Sakshi.
Trial version.
Sebastian, what if he had said,
Trial
widower
version.
Aeneas to good
Aeneas,
Lord, how
Aeneas.
Aeneas, good,
Trial version.
good Lord, how you take it?
Okay, now underline widower
Trial version.
Aeneas and come to your annotation of the left hand side. You know, even Aeneas's wife,
Trial
her
version.
name is Creusa, she was also dead. So, I mean, very
Trial version.
jokingly and very mockingly, Sebastian says, when you are referring to widow Dido,
Trial
you
version.
might as well have talked about widower Aeneas. You know who's an widower? Somebody, a
Trial
man whose
version.
wife dies. So you should have also talked about Aeneas. Good Lord, how
Trial
you take
version.
it. Underline how you take it and write down the meaning.
Trial version.
Just a minute.
Trial version. Trial version. Trial version.
Write this down.
Trial
It's
version.
actually nothing. You're making so much of a fuss out of
Trial version.
nothing. There's no issue at all.
Trial version. Trial
Read
version.
Sakshi.
Adrian,
Trial
widow
version.
Dido said you make me study of that.
Trial
She
version.
was of Carthage, not of Tunis.
Thank you. You make me study
Trial
of that.
version.
Please underline, make me study of that and write it down. You
Trial
make me
version.
think hard of it. You make me think hard of it.
Trial version.
Because Adrian, even his historical knowledge tells him
Trial
that
version.
Dido was never associated with Tunis. So if you, my
Trial
fellow
version.
migrant, if you are bringing the reference between
Trial
Claribel
version.
and Dido, let me think why you're saying that. And to that, Rakesh,
Trial version.
start
Yes, ma'am.
reading.
Gonzalo. Yes, Tunis was Carthage.
Trial
Adrian.
version.
Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
just
Okay,
a
ma'am.
minute, just a minute. Please, all of you, come
Trial
to the
version.
annotation and read it once to yourself. Read it once to yourself. And then I'll explain.
Trial version. Trial version. Trial version.
Tell me, what did you understand,
Trial
Rakesh?
version.
Can you explain? This Tunis was Karthik, sir.
Trial version. Trial version. Trial version.
Ma'am, Carthage was destroyed in, ma'am, and 8 days
Trial
Tunis
version.
was formed.
No, see, Carthage, Tunis, they were two
Trial
cities
version.
which were side by side and both were in North Africa. But during a war, the
Trial
total
version.
city of Carthage was completely destroyed. So earlier, Carthage was the economic
Trial
capital
version.
of North Africa. Okay, but with its destruction, what happened was that
Trial version.
Tunis took over the place of Carthage and became the new economic
Trial
center
version.
of North Africa. Do you understand that?
Trial
Like,
version.
let's give an example from Indian history. Long time ago,
Trial version.
Kolkata or Calcutta, it was known then, was the capital of the British Raj.
Trial
You know
version.
that? Long time back. It was the capital of the British Raj. But later it was found
Trial
that
version.
because of its strategic position, Delhi, it was shifted, the capital of India
Trial
was
version.
shifted to Delhi. So similarly here you understand that
Trial
with the
version.
destruction of the city of Carthage, which was the earlier economic
version.
capital of North Africa, Tunis took over and became the new
Trial
economic, we know this word today. Don't we know this?
Trial version.
Tunis became the new economic hub. People
Trial
thronged
version.
there. So that's the reason, see, when I started, I said, this is my feeling.
Trial
This can
version.
be one of the major reasons why Claribel was married off to the king of Tunis.
Trial version.
Because he was an extremely rich and a prosperous king.
Trial version.
Clear? So now do you understand a very simple logic all the math students
Trial
would know?
version.
You know this simple thing? Right.
Trial
So
version.
this is also correct. If I
Trial
remove the
version.
B, A is also equal to C. So in a similar fashion, he
Trial
says
version.
Claribel was a unique woman. Gonzalo says
Trial
Claribel
version.
was like, who was like Claribel the parallel? She was as good as
Trial
Widow Dido.
version.
Now, Widow Dido is dead. So has Carthage died and equal to
Trial
C.
version.
So what has remained? Carthage being dead. Therefore, Claribel and Tunis, they are
Trial
together.
version.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Have you all understood,
version.
children? Why is he drawing the parallel between Dido, Carthage, Tunis,
Trial
and Claribel? If there is anybody who hasn't understand, please tell me, I'll explain again.
Trial
Tell me.
version. Trial version.
Anybody who even has a
Trial version.
slightest of doubt that, ma'am, I found it confusing.
Trial
Is it
version.
clear?
Ma'am, it means that Carthage is
Trial
equal to
version.
Tunis.
Carthage is equal to Tunis because Carthage is now
Trial
dead
version.
and Tunis has replaced Carthage.
Trial version.
Clear? Suppose you know, very simple,
Trial
another simple
version.
example is, suppose the logo of a school changes, the uniform of
Trial
a school
version.
changes, but the school doesn't change. The teachers don't change. It's only
Trial
the outer
version.
show that has changed. Similarly, here what has happened is that only
Trial
the
version.
economic hub, the center of economic prosperity has shifted from
Trial version.
Carthage, which no longer exists, to a place which exists in North
Trial
Africa,
version.
and the place today is Tunis. So just as one day, once upon a
Trial
time,
version.
Widow Dido used to grace the place called Carthage, in a
Trial
similar
version.
fashion today, Claribel graces Tunis. Have I
Trial
made
version.
myself clear? Is it clear to everybody?
Yes.
Trial
Can
version.
I proceed? Okay. Rakesh, continue.
Trial version.
Adrian, Carthage, Gonzalo, I assure you,
Trial
Carthage,
version.
Antonio, his word is more than the miraculous harp.
Okay.
Sebastian,
Trial version.
Rakesh, just a minute. Please underline, his word is more than the miraculous heart. Now,
Trial
all of
version.
you come to the annotation. First, read the annotation.
Trial version. Trial version. Trial version.
Read it. Read it carefully. Then I'll explain.
Trial version.
Just let me find out one
Trial version.
information, whether what I'm thinking is correct or not.
Trial version. Trial version. Trial version. Trial version. Trial version. Trial version.
Read it? Have you read it? Now, just one small information let me give you here.
Trial version. Trial version. Trial version.
This is all about Greek mythology. Have you heard about god Zeus? Zeus or
Trial
Jupiter
version.
was the king of the gods. And Amphion was supposed to be the son of
Trial
Zeus.
version.
Amphion also had a twin brother. And mythology says that Amphion had a harp,
Trial version.
okay, a musical, a string instrument. And the power of this
Trial
instrument
version.
was such that people were unable to build this
Trial
particular
version.
city called Thebes. Okay, so what he did was he started
Trial
playing on
version.
the harp, and the music of the harp was so chanting and so
Trial
charming
version.
that the city was built on its own. The walls started rising,
Trial version.
the bricks started rising, and the whole city was built in a
Trial
miraculous
version.
manner. Okay, now here, now look at the line. His
Trial
word
version.
is more than miraculous heart. Now write down the meaning here.
Trial version.
Gonzalo's words have the
Trial
same
version.
miraculous power Gonzalo's words
Trial
have
version.
the same miraculous power as that of
Trial version.
Amphion's harp. Gonzalo's words have the same
Trial version.
miraculous power as that of Amphion's harp.
Trial version.
Full stop. Through his words, by this he
Trial
I mean
version.
Gonzalo. So if you are confused, write down G. Through his words,
Trial
he
version.
has been able to, through his words, he has been
Trial
able
version.
to, I'm giving that word here. Through his words, he has
version.
been able to recreate, or you can write
Trial
another
version.
synonym. Through his words, he has been able to recreate or revive
Trial version.
the dead city of Carthage. He has been
Trial
able to
version.
revive the dead city of Carthage.
Trial version. Trial version.
Have you all written? Now, do you
Yes.
get
Trial
parallel?
version.
Now, do you understand who is Amphion here? Who is compared to
Trial
Amphion
version.
here? Amphion is Aditi?
Ma'am, Amphion.
Trial
Gonzalo is compared to Amphion.
Why?
Ma'am, because as
Trial
Amphion
version.
raised the walls of Thebes, Gonzalo had similarly raised Carthage
Trial
from
version.
its death in the history.
Yes. From its,
Trial version.
he has raised Carthage from its ashes. A dead city has
Trial
been
version.
recreated. Like, you know, some people, they are such good storytellers that
Trial
when they tell
version.
a story, you're able to visualize it in front of you. Some people have this quality.
Trial version.
They can recreate magic with their words. So here, actually, what is
Trial version.
Sebastian trying to do? Sebastian, he's not really trying to pay a compliment, mind
Trial
you.
version.
He was actually trying to make fun of Gonzalo. But even when he was trying to make fun of
Trial
Gonzalo,
version.
he compliments Gonzalo. That's the power of Gonzalo.
Trial
So he
version.
says when we close our eyes, we can see the city of Carthage in front of our eyes,
Trial version.
just as Amphion had done. And another information I can give you from history, the city
Trial
of
version.
Carthage, you know, was completely destroyed by the Romans. During
Trial
a
version.
war, it was completely plundered and destroyed by the Romans. And the reason was for
Trial
economic
version.
gain. Because Carthage was actually becoming very, very popular as an economic
Trial
center.
version.
So it was destroyed. Okay, Rakesh, read.
Trial version.
Sebastian,
Trial
we
version.
have raised the wall and houses.
Okay, thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Just a minute.
Trial version. Trial version.
Write this down.
Trial version.
Correct? We know about Easter
Trial version.
Sunday, right? You must have heard about Easter Sunday. What happened on Easter
Trial version.
Sunday?
Trial version.
Christ
What?
was resurrected.
Jesus Christ.
Trial version.
It was resurrected. What is the meaning therefore of resurrection? Coming back from the
Trial
world of
version.
dead. That means Gonzalo has resurrected the entire city of
Trial
Carthage by rebuilding it with his words. Read,
Trial
Rakesh.
version.
Antonio, what possible matter will he make easy next? I'll continue.
Trial version.
Yeah.
Sebastian, I think he will carry this island home in his pocket
Trial
and
version.
give it his son for an apple.
Thank you so much. Now,
Okay.
I think he will
Trial
carry
version.
this island home in his pocket and give it. Now, after the word it, add a preposition.
Trial version.
What will you add? Correct.
Trial version.
He's right. Give it to his son.
Trial
That's
version.
something that he'll do. You know, they're constantly mocking at him. But one thing you have to understand,
Trial
even if
version.
I'm suppose mocking Priyanshu here, indirectly I'm praising him.
Trial version.
Because he has the power at least to, if he has done nothing, at least he
Trial
has.
version. Trial version. Trial version.
At least, do you agree to
Trial
this?
version.
They should all have been sad by now, but he has distracted them
Trial
wonderfully. So even if they say he would take the island like an apple, he'll simply pick
Trial
up the
version.
island, put the island in an apple, and
Trial version.
Sunny, here is an apple I got for you, which is actually an island. Okay.
Trial version.
Ankit, start reading, please.
Trial version.
Yes,
Trial
Madam.
version.
Antonio, what impossible matter will be
Trial
No.
version.
easy
We
next.
have done that bit. Come to the next, Antonio, and sewing.
Trial version.
And sowing the kernels of it in the sea
Trial version.
before Portmore Island.
Thank you. Just
Is
wait
the
there.
lie.
Wait there.
Trial version.
Sewing the kernels. Underline the word kernel and write down.
Trial version.
You know what happens here? It's again another joke.
Trial
Like
version.
when you take an apple, and after you had eaten an apple, you take the apple seeds.
Trial version.
You sow them in the ground. And maybe what you can expect is, if the ground and the soil
Trial
is
version.
favorable, what will sprout out of that? Not mango trees,
Trial version.
not banana trees, but obviously apple trees. Absolutely. Now here, there
Trial
is again a
version.
mythological reference. Sowing the kernels of it in the sea, he
Trial
will
version.
bring forth more islands. Start writing.
Trial version.
Okay, I'll give it here.
Trial version. 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 Trial version.
Please write this down.
Trial version.
Now, where did we
Trial
come to
version.
know about the name of Thebes? I said Amphion's harp had created the city of Thebes,
Trial version.
and Cadmus was the ruler of Thebes. These are all mythological stories. You know, if
Trial
you ever
version.
take a book on Greek mythology and you start reading, it's fun.
Trial version.
It has even more spices and it has even more action than a typical Hindi movie.
Trial
Gods
version.
falling in love with human beings. Yes.
Man kings cutting up their
Trial
sons
version.
and making the gods eat them as food.
Absolutely.
Trial version.
Out of them was the story of Oedipus. You know the story of Oedipus?
Trial version.
When Oedipus was born, the gods had predicted that Oedipus would kill his
Trial
father
version.
and marry his own mother. Yes, he did not know it because,
Trial
when he
version.
was born, he was deserted by his parents. He went to a different country, he grew up,
Trial
and
version.
somehow or the other, without even knowing, he killed the man. And when he married the queen, later on, he came
Trial
to know that the
version.
queen was his own mother by birth. So, out of shame, what he did was he blinded himself and he killed
Trial
himself.
version.
So, from here, we have the psychological term called Oedipus complex, where we
Trial
have a
version.
son's obsession for the mother.
Trial
So, have you
version.
written this? Written the mythological thing? And
Trial
Gonzalo
version.
says A. Now, what is the meaning of just that word A? Write down. As
Trial
if
version. Trial version. Trial version.
what is the meaning of the word trans?
Trial version.
Ma'am,
Trial version.
ma'am, it's like waking up from a daze.
What is a trance?
Trial version.
Ma'am, daze.
Yeah. What is a daze?
Sleep.
Yeah.
Trial
As if
version.
you don't know what's happening. Like in Bangla, people who will not understand days, Bangla we
Trial
say
version.
ঘোরে থাকা, একটা ঘোর. He doesn't know what is happening. So he was lost in his own world.
Trial
He was
version.
lost in his own words. And ultimately, as if with that A, he comes
Trial
back to
version.
this world of reality. What I'll say is, let's stop
Trial
here
version.
today. Can't continue any further. Just let me take the attendance.
Trial version.
People were there when we started. Ankit is
Trial
present.
version.
Rakesh is present. Deepajyoti is absent. Priyanshu is present.
Trial
Kushi,
version.
Deepajyoti is present. Oh, I'm so sorry. Kushi Agarwal, just check it once.
Trial version.
Aditi, just check the thing once and just tell me if they're present. Kushi Agarwal,
Trial version.
no. Shinjoy,
Yes,
no.
ma'am, she's present.
She's present. Kushi
Trial
Agarwal
version.
present. Arpita present. Amrita present. Tamanna said she won't be coming. Akshat is present.
Trial
Subham,
version.
I think Subham is absent. Yeah. Anupriya,
Trial
as usual,
version.
absent. As usual. Ankit Chaudhary is present. Aditi, are you
Trial version.
present?
Yes, ma'am.
Sonu Chaudhary, absent, I think.
Trial version.
Oritrabhu is present. Oritrabhu, how are you doing?
Trial version.
He was there. I saw him.
Trial version.
He went.
But I saw it. Anyway, Vrishti is present. Ankita DG
Trial
is present.
version.
Prapti is present. Vijay Lakshmi, I think I saw her. Just check. Vijay
Yes,
Lakshmi is
ma'am.
there.
Trial
Ankita
version.
Datta is there. Pratusha, I saw her enter. Soham, I saw him. Adrija is
Trial
here.
version.
Debolina, just check whether Debolina is there.
Yes, ma'am.
Debolina is
Trial
there.
version.
Vinita is there, obviously. Shinjini is there. Urjashi is absent.
Trial version.
Yes, ma'am.
Sakshi is there. Very much today is there. I'm so happy.
Trial
Deepika,
version.
I think she's not there.
Yes, ma'am. She's there, ma'am.
She's there. I'm sorry.
Trial
Navya
version.
is there. Anonna is there. Attodeep is there. Ahana was there. I
Trial
saw.
version.
Shupradeep, I think, is absent.
Yes,
Kapil
ma'am.
Trial version.
is absent.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Saina is absent. Anubhav is there.
Trial
And
version.
Shreya, I think, is there.
Ma'am,
Right?
I'm present. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Saina is present? Okay.
Trial
Shreya
version.
Tiwari? I think I
Yes,
saw
ma'am. She's
Shreya.
present. Yes,
Shreya Tiwari is present. Okay.
Trial
So thank you,
version.
dears. Thank you. In the next period, we will do language so that I have to speak
Trial version.
less. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Trial
Thank
version.
Bye, man.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Trial version. 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 Trial version.